my life, just so happy, and yeah, I could cry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love that. That's so much. I actually feel guilty for not having recorded all of that, even for you to keep. I feel like I need to. I want to be playing this for you. If ever you get a little hijacked by your amygdala, telling you lies.
I'll repeat it later. Probably not as well. It's probably more organized, but
No, you're speaking beautifully. I mean, your verbal fluency is so high. You're paying attention so well. Yeah, get the chin up. That's awesome. I'm sure spinal extension is going up, and you're proud. No, you deserve to be proud. I think you've done phenomenal work. And what else are you excited about for this week?
um, just seeing how much of an improvement, like how high can I get, how healthy can I get, how much of my health can I get back
Yeah,
by
and you will get a way beyond
disciplined.
back.
And
We're not even striving for back. You're going to be healthier than ever, year by year, like constant.
oh,
Honestly,
really?
yeah. I mean, the
Okay.
way the way I'm even thinking about, honestly, age just gives me more time to figure out how to improve my health further. Like,
Hmm.
honestly, you can feel better as you're aging. I mean, that's not even speculation. It's not even a grand thing to say. Although I am, uh, I love large promises, but this isn't even a promise. This is just fact.
Right. I love that. I
Um,
like that thought. I definitely
yeah,
do.
we're,
And
we're
I'm
we're just
gonna.
having more time to figure out how you can move better, how you can feel better,
Mhm.
how you can have more energy, more
Yeah.
focus, more clarity, remember things even better. And you'll probably laugh at yourself later that you don't even need to write all the notes, and you just remember things really well.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I'm excited about that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I'm glad we were able to link the cause and effect there, because I think sometimes it can be easy to treat the moods a little bit like just out of nowhere. My emotion. I don't know why I feel that way, but there's probably no cause. There's probably a
Yeah.
cause.
Yeah, that and that I'm seeing that the world is like fragmented. We're perpetuating this abusive kind of patterns, being lacking empathy, or being emotionally unavailable, or avoiding and stuff, because it, I don't know, makes you feel like you're in control. And so
Yeah,
we're kind of perpetuating this, I notice. And so for me, I feel like my goal is to not conform to that, not to perpetuate that, and
yeah.
to, I don't know,
I mean, there's a
bring
lot of
bring
that.
people
That
together.
that's plenty to do.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's
ultimately,
awesome.
it's like if you're looking for meaning, just find some, seek out responsibility, and you'll have it.
Yeah.
So I feel like now I feel like you're almost able to, you're excited about responsibility almost. And
Yeah, I want more responsibility. Like,
and
I
and
want to take
yeah.
on, like, humanity's suffering is my responsibility. Everybody's suffering is my responsibility.
And
No,
it's,
I
there's,
want to be responsible for anybody and for everybody. In my it's in my in not in my area at that time.
yeah, I think
They're
as
around
much
me.
as possible. Yeah, I
Huh?
think that's very healthy, and I think there's, obviously, it depends how you deal with it, because you
Yeah,
don't want to be necessarily
I
a
get
marcher
that. Mhm.
or spend time feeling guilty and blame yourself,
Mhm.
even,
And
or
anybody.
others, and
Yeah.
kind of waste time, energy, and well-being doing that. But I think that it's definitely, there's just so much you could do,
Yeah.
once you claim it, that it is yours to do, in some sense.
Yeah. So everything that I'm learning, my thing is just keep. I can't help everybody with everything, right?
Yes.
And we're all given are these certain problems so that we can learn how to overcome them and then help somebody else that's in that situation. So how I look at it is I just have to keep helping myself, learning
Yes.
how to overcome all this, so that
I love how you
when
connected.
I see that, when I see people in that I can, that's my responsibility,
Yeah.
is to help them out of that. Yeah, like, I don't think I could, unless they choose not to, but definitely lead those people.
Wow, the nuance there though. You described that really, really well. There was nothing that I would be able to point out that would harm you. So that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's huge. I think that's a major highlight.
Yeah, I'm glad that I know that about myself now, and I'm so glad I started this
Yeah.
journey
I
so that
think it well, I think you're coming a little bit also from a background of take on everything or not, not allow yourself, you didn't have that in between growth, improvement, micro improvements in
Mhm,
place.
mhm,
And I think now that you have the winning strategy now with health that allows you to kind of, right, you have energy, you have the excitement, you have the cognitive function, you have the capacity. And I
mhm,
and I mean, I don't even see doubt in your eyes at this point
mhm.
about your ability to handle that. Yeah, maybe because I almost felt
You're
like
gonna make me cry again. Stop.
because I felt like sometimes, and I was like almost like not regretting, but I was like, did my message come off wrong? Um, that that there is these deeper underlying capacities like different aspects of cognitive function, executive function, emotional regulation, there's different monoamines and chemicals that allow us to be our best self. I
Mhm,
was worried that because you were in that darker place with your brain at the time, that you wouldn't be able to kind of enjoy and celebrate the progress that you're able to make. And
mhm,
sometimes the fixed mindset of like you're you're either doing it all and you're either perfect or you're not and you're broken and you're going to stay broken forever. And
mhm,
that was you were somewhere in between, whereas now I feel like you've gotten to a point where you don't doubt the things that shouldn't be doubted. You don't doubt progress. You don't doubt that your health is improving. You don't doubt that you can keep it improving forever. um,
mhm.
and that it's not something that is just like randomly going to be taken away from you or broken.
Yeah, everything that I used to think before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt like
Yeah.
there was almost like this tension that like, okay, we're winning, but something bad is going to happen.
Yeah, usually, right? Usually
Yeah,
something did, but you know what? Something that's gonna happen less and less because I'm gonna be more and more disciplined. I'm definitely because
yeah,
of the neural associations that I have now, and I know that they're gonna come, but I believe that my health will always improve no matter
yeah.
my age. So,
And that's really well said, because I think you also said, you don't expect nothing bad to happen, which I feel like Teresa of the past, now Teresa Teresa 2.0 now just says, even if something bad happens, it's not going to be a problem. And I just feel
I
like
love that.
and I
It
just
didn't
feel
sound like that. It didn't hit me when I said it, but when I hear you say it, it's
I
like,
know.
"Oh, okay. Okay."
Yeah,
I might have
that
to record
difference.
myself and play it back
Yeah,
for
I'm doing
encouragement.
it for you because we missed some gold in the beginning, for yourself, just the highlight of how much
Exercise is just
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
yeah,
And
it's
this is
really
where, yeah. So
yeah, and then oh yeah, I wanted to say something else, but I'll remember it. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say that you're also not. You used to any type of slight setback, you would be like, I'm losing it. I'm back to where I started. It's never gonna get better. Like you would have
Yeah.
those episodes and it would get stronger.
Hmm.
Whereas I feel like you're brushing things off. You understand that it's, yeah. I mean,
I'm
just
getting
like,
those
yeah,
thoughts out of
like,
the way. Those
yeah,
thoughts that, the fixed mindset, that's what was like making it so hard.
yes,
Until now that those fixed mindset and the negative thoughts was keeping me from doing the things that I needed to do in order to get these habits in place so that I can get better.
yeah,
Right. And so once I moved those out of the way, then it was easier to do those and stick with those. And then I was improving. Whereas before, I would push myself to do these things, it wouldn't work. or I wasn't implementing everything that I needed to because of the thoughts or something, and then I would go back, and it was always so difficult when I was at like that rock feel like the rock bottom of my health. It was everything was always so hard and so difficult to get moving, to keep doing,
Yeah.
and then I would get all the way back, and I'm just like, oh, I got to start over again. This is so
Yeah, I
hard.
lost everything.
Yeah, I
And my
lost
effort didn't
everything.
matter.
Yeah, and then in that part, you're like, "Am I gonna get it back?" But just getting rid of those negative beliefs and those thoughts and the fixed mindset was what needed to happen in order for me to
Yes.
improve, for in
And
order for things not to be so hard.
yes, yeah, it said my connection was unstable, but I heard everything. Hopefully, it recorded everything as well. But I was just going to say that there's almost like two things I wanted to point out there. One is that you're even when it's not that the thoughts aren't appearing every now and then,
Mhm.
that and I feel like you've gained this superpower. It's not that like no negative thoughts are appearing, but I just feel like you've gotten to a place where you trust yourself in seeing which ones are true and which ones aren't. Almost as if you've gotten to the point where you're able to evaluate. Something comes up, you're able to point out. Now that's pretty dramatic and horrible, and I appreciate your effort, but that's not true.
Right, yeah.
And
I have probably, and I think it's because you point them out every time I tell you my thoughts, and then you're just kind of like, okay, like I needed that feedback. You're looking at it like this, but you could be looking at it like this, and so that other perspective, I definitely wouldn't have seen that. Like, especially the people I hang out with, no one has that kind of perspective,
hopefully
and
they're not
God
watching it.
forbid, if
If
I
you
if I even opened up to them, they'd probably make it even worse, with their perspectives. And so, yeah,
if you're
definitely.
hanging out with Theresa and you're watching this, she's not talking about you. It's someone else, right? It's someone else that she hangs out with. But
Yeah, and so
yeah,
definitely I'm glad
well,
your perspective helped a lot.
I'm very
'Cause now
happy.
I play that back to myself. Definitely.
Yeah,
I
uh,
always lean on what you say to help, get me out of that.
yeah, and I'm so happy because I'm always and I think you're doing a phenomenal job of learning after because sometimes with people I don't want to necessarily become their cortex top down calming each other down all the time depending. But I think
Mhm,
you've done a phenomenal job of you're actually extracting lessons from what happened and you're like using it as a reference for like almost new connections,
mhm,
which I think is amazing. And now that almost your health is keeps stacking upwards, and this is really beautiful because your health determines almost your proclivity for believing certain thoughts. Like
proclivity?
proclivity as in like the odds that you will actually believe
Mhm.
something to be true. So like
Oh,
now if I were to tell you a bunch of stupid things that would make your life worse and you would turn nihilistic and you'd be like, ah, life has no meaning,